Hi everyone. I'm going to try a new dish today, and that's called macaroni cheese cutlet. Here are the ingredients that's required. Um, we have macaroni. I'm going to take 1 cup of it, and have milk. I'm going to take 1.5 cup, and butter, cheese, finely chopped onions, and green chili. And you might need oil to fry. I'm going to briefly describe the procedure for making the macaroni cheese cutlet. First thing, we need to boil the macaroni. I'm going to take 1 cup of macaroni and I'm going to boil it. I'm boiling the macaroni. I've added the water in the pan and heated it until it boils, and then added 1 cup of macaroni, and you need to boil it until it gets transparent. So once it is transparent, then you can switch the heat off. I think it's almost done now. I'm going to switch it off. So the macaroni is ready. I'm just switching it off and let it cool. We don't need to cool by putting it in the cold water, so let it cool by itself. So I'm going to leave it aside. And next thing, I'm going to prepare white sauce. So for making the white sauce, we need butter and we need maida flour, and we are going to use the chopped onions and the green chili as well. I'll reiterate the procedure for making the white sauce. So the things we need is butter. We need to heat the butter in pan, and then once it's hot, we need to add the all-purpose flour, or we call it as maida flour. So we need to just mix it well with the butter, make it like a paste. Once it's mixed well, we need to add little milk, almost a half cup of milk, and then stir it well, and we need to bring it to a kind of a paste, like a smashed potato. And once you're done with that, we can lower the heat and add the chopped onions, the green chili, and then we need to shred the cheese and add it to that, and that will be all we need to do for getting the white sauce. So I just kept a pan. It's a heavy bottom pan. I'm going to put the butter in it and let it melt. So I just kept it in low heat because we don't want it to get overheated. So once the butter is melted, we can switch off the heat, and then going to start add the maida flour. So the butter is almost melted. We don't want it to heat too much. We don't want to make this into ghee. So the butter is melted down. So I'm going to reduce the heat or almost switch it off while adding the maida flour. So I'm just going to add the all-purpose flour, the maida flour. So I'm going to add slowly, and then I'm going to just so I've added all the all-purpose flour into the melted butter, and we need to bring it to this kind of a consistency. It's like a smashed potato. And now I almost switched off the heat because we don't want this to overheat, and mix it well. So once this is done, I'm going to add almost half cup of milk and then make it like a paste. So now I'm going to add milk to it. So I switched on the heat. I'm adding milk. I'm going to add little and then stir it well. So I added the remaining milk and I'm stirring it. So now I've added all the milk and then stirred it well. So it has come to it has become a paste like a smashed potato, and yeah, this is the exact consistency that we need. I switched off the heat, so I think we're almost done with getting the white sauce. So I'm going to add the macaroni, the boiled macaroni into it. So we need to take all the water outside of the macaroni. I'm going to add it into this. I'm going to add the boiled macaroni and I'm going to stir it well. So I'm mixing it. So after mixing it, I'm going to add the chopped onions and the chopped green chilli, and we can add little bit of pepper powder if you want, and finally salt for taste. Now I mixed the macaroni with the white sauce, so I'm going to add the chopped onions and the green chilli into it. So I've added the chopped onions and the green chilli and mixing it with the white sauce and macaroni. So I mixed it. So finally I'm going to add the salt. The salt you can add according to your taste. I'm going to add a little bit of pepper powder, and then I'm going to add the shredded cheese. I'm mixing everything well with the cheese and the pepper powder. I think this is done. So the next thing, we need to add oil in a pan, then heat it, and we need to fry it. So for that I'm going to use breadcrumb and then make this paste into the shape of a cutlet, and then dip this into the breadcrumb and then fry it in oil. So I have a kind of a bottle cover, so I'm just going to use it to get the shape of a cutlet. And then I'm going to dip this into breadcrumb. So now I have made this into a shape of a cutlet and then dipped in the breadcrumbs, and it's ready to be fried. I'm going to add oil in the pan. Now the oil is hot. I'm going to add the cutlets into it. Don't disturb the cutlet once you put this inside the oil. Let it fry it for at least 30 seconds until it's brown. So now it's little brownish, so I'm going to turn it the other side. If you disturb this very often, it will break into pieces, so it's better just leave it as it is for give some time to get it brown. and also maintain the heat to medium level so that it's not overburnt, or otherwise you will not get this consistency. So now it's brownish and I'm going to take it out. It should not absorb much oil, and once you're done with one, just leave the oil to heat it for a little more time, otherwise the oil will not be hot. So give at least some 30 seconds before we add the next one. So here is the cutlet that's fried well, and it can go with tomato ketchup, and hope it will be delicious. Try it out.